Hello, welcome back to the morning show.
It's been a long 7 months.
Technically, we recorded that Mastodon video and then I finished it and I just didn't upload it. I didn't upload it out of complete fucking laziness.
Are you serious? I thought you did.
I did upload it.
Okay.
At like months after I finished it. So it's been like technically a month since we've uploaded, but it's literally been like 7 or 8 months since Trentin and I have recorded one of these.
How sad is it that our poor fans, they didn't have anything to do in the morning for past 8 months?
Yeah, I really feel bad for, I don't know how many subscribers we have. All 5 of you guys. We fucking love you guys so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
To explain what we're doing today is a tier list. Or it's a tier list, I guess, if I actually edit the tier list up there. But mostly we're just going to be ranking and talking about genres, subgenres.
Ashton maybe will put a beautiful graphic right here. So we'll see. Either way, it should be fine. You guys will get the gist. You're not here for graphics. You're here for our cool and amazing opinions.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about thrash metal. B tier.
B tier. Okay, before you put that down, let's talk about it. I would say A. If not for just the fact of how influential it is, how it really like is what took metal off, I'd say, in the mainstream in a big way. And you know, there's a lot of shitty thrash, and a lot of thrash sounds the same, but you can't deny things like Slayer and stuff like that. Like, that's really important music.
I think it's all. Personally, I think I'm gonna end up going off of like personal enjoyment before anything else.
That's true.
I can, without a doubt, acknowledge that thrash is foundational to everything.
Right.
I don't listen to it very much.
This is true.
It's utterly foundational for people getting into metal. There is no debate about that. But unless it's something that you personally become like super into, for people who've moved on to other kinds of metal or have developed more niche interest, I don't know if it offers too much.
This is true. I don't know.
I think there are some exceptionally great parts of it,
right?
Like the big four, and then smaller stuff like, let's say, Toxic Holocaust, or if you're into it, Municipal Waste. My problem is that it's hard to find bands that are exceptionally unique or like super energetic and cool.
That's true.
And
that's true.
I guess maybe my main, what would you call it, a sticking point is the unique thing.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I will admit I went through a little bit of a thrash thing past when I was first getting into metal, right? When I was already a metalhead, but I kind of wanted to understand thrash more. And yeah, no, I just didn't find anything really that didn't sound that it all just sounded the same. So you convinced me. I think B tier is fair, but just acknowledging
there is great thrash like early Sepultura. I personally prefer the more groove-oriented era, but out of all thrash, I think that like Arise / Beneath the Remains era is like peak. Like, that's thrash. That's fucking sick. I love that stuff.
Right. Okay, yeah. Ashton's graphic. No. So yeah, B tier.
Next, let's say Death.
S tier. No. A tier. A tier, because there's better versions of death metal, I think.
Let's see.
Oh, that's a toughie. But I'd say A tier. I mean, because the more I think about it, right? What's the death metal I like? I like death, and the death that I like was more progressive death than anything.
Yeah, I think so. I feel the same way. I think I would submit it in A tier. It's certainly one of my favorite genres. It has a considerable amount more variation, I feel like. Or honestly, maybe this is... we never claimed to be unbiased, but you might be seeing some strong and ugly parts of our bias here by saying thrash metal all sounds the same, but death metal, I like that. It doesn't sound the fucking same.
No. I honestly completely think that. I don't know. There is obviously definitely a subsect of death metal that all just sounds like Cannibal Corpse or different shit like that. But I don't know. I feel for me at least, right? When you think at least for me, when you think thrash, you think, Big Four, and then you pop. Maybe for a lot of us, you kind of pause for a second, where you're like, oh, what other thrash is there? That sounds unique. At least for death metal, for me, like I could name a bunch of different bands that sound unique from each other and are pretty popular.
Have you ever listened to Gorguts?
No.
They got a funky vibe to them. There's I think it's considered dead. The album art's fucking sick. Mm-hmm. It's just this guy in a coffin, and then there's this ghoulish, Lovecraftian creature perusing through the crypts in which they both dwell. Oh. It's cool. I listened to that album recently for the first time. I wanted to get into them because I like their logo. But that is another thing. Death metal is so much more aggressive. Like, that, for me, is an attracting point. Aggression and emotion in music is what I'm here for. And if thrash is like, and death metal's like, get the fuck out of my face, then I'm gonna hang out with those guys a little bit more.
I'd also like to say, and this is I don't even think this counts into my ranking, even though I think it's cool. Death is truly one of the most resilient genres to me. I mean, if you think about it, like thrash came and it went, and there are still thrash bands, but they aren't like thrash bands. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's new death metal bands that are coming out, and they're sticking to their guns, and I respect that.
Yeah, I think death metal naturally evolved into like tech death mostly and lives through that. But there are good modern thrash bands who aren't like legacy acts. Like Toxic Holocaust is great. Right. Warbringer, these guys who do play on the a bit more technical side. But I feel like thrash metal's always in a way been quite technical.
Right.
But we'll say A for death.
A.
Black metal.
F tier. Fuck you, Nazi. I don't mean that. If you listen to black metal, I don't think you're a Nazi, but I do question your taste.
There's a lot of kindness in my heart. I meditate. I look for light in the world.
Me too.
I want to say C, but I have to say
guys, so me and Ashton have talked about this a lot, and me and Ashton have tried. I want that to be clear. All right, I have a lot of whack opinions, but I tried, and I had a lot of dedicated black metal fans tell me, man, you got to listen, you got to understand with the context that they're not trying to make it sound good. I'm sorry, I don't get the appeal. Why would you make music that doesn't sound good? It nails on a chalkboard in the worst way, not to mention the Nazis. So
by the way, we understand that just because you make and enjoy black metal doesn't mean you're a Nazi. We're just saying there's a certain history that maybe sometimes is necessary to acknowledge, and also the fact that like you do have to vet a lot of bands, especially if they're older. Like you have to check if they're fucking crazy or not. And like, I don't want to deal with that. Not for music that goes fucking all album. Mm-hmm. I respect the thesis of black metal. Let's make some super atmospheric lo-fi stuff. Like I'm a big Have a Nice Lifer. That's some lo-fi shit, and it's very emotional. And I couldn't necessarily put my finger on what the difference is between Dan Barrett and that other guy recording songs in their bedroom versus Euronymous fucking dying or whatever and going, ah!
Well, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Call me crazy, but I feel like there's more art in a Have a Nice Life. Like, I feel like there's more urge to make it sound good. Even if it's lo-fi, it's still pleasing somewhat, or has an artistic purpose. And of course black metal has an artistic purpose, but it's not for me. I don't care for its purpose.
I think post-punk and like industrial music lends itself more kindly to lo-fi audio production. And black metal is not that. It's metal. It's guitars and drums and bass and vocals. And when it all isn't mixed very well, which, may to some people create a very nice atmosphere, which I can acknowledge. I used to listen to a lot of Dark Throne. It exists, yes, but it's not for us.
Nope. F tier.
But if it was an aesthetics-based tier list, S tier. I love the way black metal looks. The fucking Norwegian forest, the cold. Maybe not the makeup, but the gothic lettering and the logos. I love that shit.
Right. I was gonna say, I'll say S tier for that. Right. Totally. I mean, like, my first immediate thing was just like when I see someone in black metal makeup coming up to me, I'm immediately like red flag, red flag.
Ooh.
But that's just because of the genre, not because of the makeup. The makeup's pretty cool.
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
I'm gonna say C tier.
Okay, thank God. Whew.
Like,
yes,
I don't think
I
it's
agree.
bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Foundational.
It's very
But still.
important. I don't like. I've listened to Iron Maiden. I've listened to Judas Priest, and it's like these are some very fun guys.
And Black Sabbath would be considered heavy metal or metal.
You could heavy metal, or some might push the envelope and call it doom metal. I love Black Sabbath. They're great, but I think. Like, if you listen to Iron Maiden and then Black Sabbath, these guys are on two different pills.
This is true. In my head, I heard Iron Maiden as thrash, but that's true. No, they're heavy metal.
New wave British heavy metal, whatever you
New
call
wave
it.
British, yeah, something like that. Point is, though, yeah, I don't know. Heavy metal, so foundational, definitely important, not necessarily for my listening purposes. If I listen to it, it's Iron Maiden. And I listen because I listen to Iron Maiden because it's fun, but like I don't listen to. It's just like I think we've moved past that era, It just feels a bit uninspired to me now. Not uninspired. That's not the right word because it was inspired. It was new. It was fresh. But now, all of the things that they have done have been done a million times, and I think better. So, I agree. C tier for heavy metal.
Progressive metal?
Progressive metal. Spoilers, because there will be progressive death metal. So that's kind of where I'm stuck between now, where it's like I either say S tier or I say A tier.
Is Tool progressive?
Tool is progressive.
F. It's fucking boring.
Fuck you.
It's boring.
It's not F tier. We're not putting that shit in F tier. It's at least B tier. Let's do this. Setting progressive death metal aside, I think at least B tier. I want to say progressive metal. Like we're talking Dream Theater. We're talking Tool.
I was rage baiting.
Fuck you, bitch. Carnival.
I don't know what that is.
You'll like Carnival.
Awesome. I would put it in A, but you love it, so we should put it in S.
I don't want to put it in S. I want to. Let's put it in A. Yeah. No. Yeah. Progressive metal is so cool. But there's better. And you'll know what I mean.
I just don't like long songs too much, and look, I know that I don't think that long songs are bad. I just personally don't have the fucking attention span. I like to have my 5-minute song and be done with it. But give me some 13-minute shit, and I'm like, okay, buddy, you're pushing your fucking luck.
There are things. Let me say, me and Ashton have had long conversations about Tool and different problems and such. You do not need these interludes that are meaningless and have no purpose. I agree. And fucking Dream Theater. I love you guys. 23 minutes is too long for a song. It's too damn long. I'm not listening to that shit. I've heard so many people tell me what omnivium or whatever. I probably fucked that up. But that one Dream Theater song is like the bomb. I'm not listening to it. I'm not spending 23 minutes. 10 minutes, 13, okay. But 23, no. You can't make me. I'm not doing it.
I think that the interlude thing is a Tool-specific problem. We could probably make a whole video about Tool because Trentin and I argue about it a lot. I don't think they're a bad band. I just think they're the most maybe not most overrated, but like
overrated.
I don't know.
They're not.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it.
You're right. Another episode, we will rank their albums or something. Yeah.
To clarify, I do like Tool, just not as much as other people do.
This guy. Yeah, progressive metal A. I think that's a fair opinion.
Groove metal.
Groove metal. So that's Pantera. That's Sepultura. That's any other examples.
People classify Lamb of God often in groove and also Gojira, depending on who you ask.
I hear Gojira as progressive death metal, but would you?
It's really complicated.
Right. This is where we get into the hard stuff about genres, right?
Because Gojira nowadays isn't even death metal no more. They're like more progressive, whatever Mastodon is.
That's true. Fuck.
But
we might have to change this list.
Yeah, but going off of what the bulk of Gojira's discography is, I feel like tech or progressive death metal, and if you wanted to say groove, that isn't changing anything. I think I'm gonna put groove probably in an A or possibly S. Lamb of God is really good. Sepultura is one of my favorite bands. Pantera, though I don't listen to them for personal reasons, undisputably their music is good. They're so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
I don't know. My heart tells me I can't put it in S because if we're talking purely about the genre, like in my head, right, like Lamb of God groove for sure, Pantera groove for sure, Sepultura groove for sure, but then we're talking about Gojira and stuff like that, and that kind of muddles it for me because it's like, well, I love Gojira to death, but I'm not listening. When I think of groove metal, I don't think of them, at least me personally, right? Yeah. And then when I think of like those three bands, I don't even necessarily think of them in that category in the way that I would be like I just think I want to listen to Pantera. This is just a me thing, by the way, probably. But I just think I want to listen to Pantera. I just think I want to listen to Lamb of God. I don't think I want to listen to
groove
that
metal,
scope.
yeah.
So I would say A.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, right, okay. Mostly because it is a very vague thing. Like alternative metal is another one where like technically Tool's an alternative metal band, but like really, it just so happened to come out at the time. Mm-hmm. And like with a lot of the things that are great about groove metal bands, they don't think of themselves often as groove metal bands. Like I think most people think of both Gojira and Lamb of God often as death metal bands. I think Pantera is a unique exception where they are the groove metal band. They're the status quo. And I mean Sepultura, for most people, they're also a thrash metal band. Sounds like groove is just, oh my god, they're playing death metal but a little bit slower, guys. That's a different genre.
They're making me dance.
Yeah, we'll put it in A.
Yeah. And again, don't take this too seriously because I mean, as we're just talking about like alternative fucking, I don't even want. Can we talk about alternative now?
Yes.
Alternative is such a mess, but I feel like inherently
S.
I
love look.
Okay,
it depends
let's talk.
It depends on what you define as alternative, but a lot of my favorite bands, i.e., like System of a Down, you could put Tool there, A Perfect Circle, these Deftones. These are the foundational bands of a lot of people's business, right? Mm-hmm. They're great. People say they're new metal, but that's not true. Limp Bizkit is new metal. That's what that sounds like. It goes.
You're right. You're right. My name is Fred Durst, y'all.
And like, Rage Against the Machine is another one where this isn't prog, this isn't rock, this is alternative metal.
You're right.
And it's all great.
You're right.
It's so good.
Yeah. No. You know what? Yeah. S tier. Sorry. Alternative metal again. That's just where it gets complicated to me because it's just like so big. It's too fucking big. It's to the point where I sit here and then you say System of a Down. I'm like, oh yeah, obviously that's the fucking put it in S tier. But you forget. But yeah, no. Alternative. It's so all encompassing that it can go there. That's fine.
I'm gonna pour myself a cup of Joe.
I'm gonna talk to our audience for a little bit. Hey guys.
You can start us off on doom metal.
No, I'm not going to do that. Hey, guys. No, we have a new album coming out pretty soon. Hopefully. Keep your eyes out. All right? It's done. We just need it mastered. That's all.
Speaking of that, doom metal. See.
C. No, I feel like F implies a hatred. I feel nothing for doom metal. I just don't. So
I tried to get into it when I was getting into metal early on because it theoretically is everything I like. It's really slow, it's atmospheric, it has high production quality, it isn't racist unlike black metal. But there's something so boring about all the music. And maybe I'm just a low IQ listener. But boom. Oh. It's like do something else.
do something. Yeah, let's put it in.
See?
Yeah. I don't hate it, but I don't care at all. Okay.
Next up is Tech Death. For context, we technically play Tech Death.
Yes,
Tech
we do.
Death.
Yeah.
We will certainly on the next album.
For sure.
For context, we're talking about our debut album. We're already working on our second effort, and it's certainly Tech Death. But Archspire! Revocation! These are just the best fucking bands of all time. Like come the fuck on. These other these other genres got to catch the fuck up with our Berkeley graduate god Dave Davidson.
Right. And I mean, there's so much. I mean, yeah. So you said Revocation. It's kind of, there's too much shit to name. But honestly, for me, right? Like, I can't even say that I listen to that much Tech Death. He does. He's the guy to talk to. But Tech Death's highs are so fucking high that I can't not put it in S tier. Like, you can't listen to the Outer Ones and not think it's peak, right? The Outer Ones by Revocation, to be clear. You can't listen to Archspire and not think it's peak. And if you don't like Archspire,
you got another thing coming.
Ashton is the new drummer for Archspire, by the way.
That's true. They haven't given me any money or called me or anything, but they made a post on Instagram and they sent me a DM
and they haven't told you how to get to Canada yet either.
Yeah. But
anyway,
we will figure that out. They're gonna put me on a projector screen, and I'm not even gonna play the drums. I'm gonna go, "Hi guys, I'm the drummer for Archspire," and they're gonna play. It's gonna be awesome.
You're gonna air drum.
Faceless. Have you listened to that?
Faceless. Yes, you showed me the Faceless. Yep, they're good. There's one on the tip of my tongue. It's not Cattle Decapitation. Is it Napalm? No, not Napalm Death. They were like a band. Sorry, they were like a band for a very short time.
Necrophagist.
The
best.
The best, right? Really fucking good. There's too much. I've recently started listening to Inferi. I'm sorry, I need to check again, but they're fucking good. There's a lot to like. So
yeah. Also, for a lot of these bands or genres, there's like a struggle between being experimental but still staying in the genre. Like when people start experimenting with thrash metal, like Sepultura, these other things, it stops being thrash metal.
Right.
There's not a lot of diversity. But in Tech Death, like if you listen to, I don't know what the name of it is. I think it's like Movement Part 1 or some dumb shit off of Autotheism by the Faceless. That song, the first verse is like a clean sung verse. It could be a Deftones song, and then it immediately moves into what is real Tech Death.
Right.
And it's just so diverse and interesting and cool, and maybe I don't like the fact that it's all mostly about aliens, but when it's not about aliens, I think it's fucking awesome.
Right. Yeah, no, that is the one thing I'll say about Tech Death. I don't think other than Archspire, I've never cared about lyrics before in a Tech Death song. Now I think about it, that's a shame. We should fix that. Yeah. But yeah, no, absolutely. It is one of the few genres that I feel like the bands have been able to break genre without any of the stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we are groove metal, but we rap. But no, it's not like that. It's tech death, but it's good tech death. It's unique tech death. Yeah. Anyway, love tech death.
S tier. I think we opened with that, but we just want to double clarify that it's the best genre on the whole tier list.
We certainly opened it with
we fucking love
tech
death.
Yeah.
Power metal.
F or F. I say F. Do you like any power metal?
I don't.
Yeah.
And like what you said earlier about F implying like a hatred, I'm trying to decide whether or not I find it repugnant and gross. And I think
what even is what's the Sabatons? Dude, I tried because I'm a bit of I used to be more so, but I was a bit of a history geek, a wartime geek. I love the idea of people who actually care about history and are trying to put that out there in music form. That's pretty cool. Some of my favorite songs include that. Sabaton is so fucking my ears.
Trenton and I are both queer men, so I don't want to come off as uneducated or bigoted. That shit is gay.
That's gay as hell.
I don't want to. We might be conflating war and power metal, but ultimately, stop singing like that.
Stop. Dude, more than anything, please stop singing like that, please. That's literally the problem. Because power metal riffs, it goes in one ear out the other. So you have an opportunity to do something different, and you go, yeah.
And it's like, I
shot a guy.
Yeah. Go LARP, brother. What are you doing?
Bro.
Not to...
You're really trying to be a centrist here.
Yeah, I want to communicate to people that we're not hateful people, that we don't think any less of anyone who likes any of these genres, but also we're hating. Like, we are haters right now. We can't get away from it.
Dude, I'm such a nerd. You could make fun of me in 20 different ways, okay? And our opinions, bro, I feel like someone could stab us to death for saying we like prog metal in A, like thrash in B. Did we say thrash in B? Yeah. Like people, and you know what? I wouldn't hate you for it.
Hey, cancel me. I'm gonna speak my mind.
String me up. I don't care. All right. Thrash is in B and prog is in A, and tech is in S. That's a fact, ladies.
Yeah. But I'll say this is our opinions. Objectively, there's nothing wrong with any of this music. It's all music. It all is ultimately useless. It's just here to be enjoyed.
Useless? Shut the fuck up.
Well, Oscar Wilde opens his book, The Picture of Dorian Gray, by suggesting the things that makes art is it being useless. So, yeah. Tell me, what practical application does tech death have?
Tell me why I should care about what Oscar Wilde has to say.
He's gay. He was also a terrible bigot. He was super anti-Semitic.
Okay, then what the fuck? I don't care about Oscar Wilde's opinion.
Yeah, you're right. But industrial metal, what the fuck's going on with that?
Industrial metal. So I'd put Static X. I would put
B or A?
9-inch. Because that's my thing. It like happened and then it stopped and it never broke any. But
it's good.
It is good. It's B.
I don't know if we can provide much analysis. I like Nine Inch Nails is one of my favorites. I don't know if Have a Nice Life counts. People describe them in any genre they're feeling at the moment. Mm-hmm. I don't listen to Static X, so I don't know. But I like Nine Inch Nails a lot, so B.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a tough analysis, but yeah. I mean, more than anything, it's kind of one of those things where it's like when you have the person who started the genre and they're the best at it, it's like, well, I don't care about industrial. I care about Nine Inch Nails, you know?
There's a lot of other stuff outside of it, and that stuff's a lot more experimental. I can't remember what... Your dad likes them. Oh, fuck, what are they called? Yeah, our point is industrial metal is B. I got distracted trying to think of a band. If there's an awkward cut there, that's what happened.
Sorry. What's next?
What was that? I was thinking about fucking industrial metal bands now. We won't talk too much about this one, but brutal death metal, it's okay. Like, it's a wide thing because I think Mortician is classified as that, and so is Cryptopsy, but they're more tech death. And I don't like Mortician because all the songs sound the same, and that one album that everyone likes is long as hell. Cancel me. I know people love Mortician. I just wanted to rant about Mortician. That's really why I'm doing this. Anywho, next up, do we want to talk about symphonic metal? F? C? I don't like them.
I don't know. I thought symphonic metal would be one thing, and then it wasn't. It was kind of mid. So
like cringe. Like,
yeah. Yeah. Man, what's with these genre? Like, take yourself serious. I don't know. Sorry, call me crazy. I just like, and you know what? We can both let's knock these both out because I think we have the same opinion. Themed metal, like pirate metal, folk metal, things like that, I'd put in the same category as in the same like F tier, where it's just like it doesn't feel like you're taking the music seriously. It feels like it's a joke. It's not a joke.
I think that more applies to themed metal.
You're probably right.
But with symphonic metal, I don't like the vocals too much, and like it just comes off as not unserious but unemotional, which is ironic considering
right.
I think it's technically by definition a very emotional genre, but when I hear it, they don't really feel that sad to me. Maybe because it's of the high production value or something like that for me, but there's just something about it that feels fake.
What are you singing about? I don't know. Like,
it's like,
I don't know. Yeah, maybe my word wasn't the best, but I think you get what I mean. So yeah, we themed metal, symphonic metal, we'll just put it in F. Okay.
F. If you want to use this headcanon, I don't mind putting it in C, but I don't really care either way. It's going in F because I don't want to think about it.
Kef.
Sludge metal.
So early Mastodon. I hate God.
What's that one band with that fucking what's that serial killer's name? The clown. That fucking guy. The guy who was, I think he murdered a bunch of young kids.
Ted Bundy.
No.
Ted Bundy's that hot one.
What the fuck is that? We gotta get this because it's literally like TikTok foundational shit.
Right. I know this. Not Ted Bundy, but
John Wayne Gacy's the guy.
Gacy, right?
John Wayne Gacy. Art band. Acid Bath. That's what the fuck they're. Yeah, I don't like them that much, and that's just an Acid Bath thing, I guess. But
right.
sludge metal as a whole. See, I like Mastodon a lot, but I like them because of the progressive elements.
Right. Yeah, no, like, I think, again, it all goes back to the genre part, where it's like the parts I like of Mastodon are not the sludge parts.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's the parts I like the least because it's the low production value. It's it's stuff like that, and I just don't get it. C.
Yeah, I would
say... But
say...
there's more merit to it.
I don't think it's bad. Like, with symphonic metal and black metal, Trentin and I actively don't like those. We would never listen to those. But I have heard sludge metal that I was like, These cats are cooking. This is a good song. Like, I've heard bits of I Hate God in these bands that are like, they're into it. I like that stuff. But it doesn't matter. It's going in C. Anywho, new metal. F. Like, speaking strictly of what real new metal is, and that's that Limp Bizkit, early Korn kind of vibe. Modern Korn, I think I
don't give a fuck about Korn.
Like,
I'm sorry.
And I used to really like Korn. I don't think they're bad, but when you get into the meat and potatoes of new metal, like Mushroom Head, you could put Mudvayne there.
I do like Mushroom Head.
Is Mudvayne new metal, or is that more alternative? Also, I don't know if Slipknot's too complicated, I think, to throw in any of these genres.
Yeah, oh man, okay, now we're getting complicated. Again, okay, you know what? Exactly. Let's focus on the point. Let's focus on the point that, as you said, what is nu metal, right? As the genre, I think the stuff that I like about Mudvayne, the stuff I like about Mushroomhead, and the stuff I like about fucking, what was the one you just said?
Slipknot.
Slipknot. Yeah, the stuff I like about that is not the nu metal parts. I hate it when Corey starts doing anything close to rapping or anything like that.
Actually, I like Corey's rapping, but I
don't. But
I think overwhelmingly, nu metal is supposed to be hip hop, right, and metal kind of overlapping.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, as someone who does like hip hop a lot and who likes rap a lot, when nu metal people were doing it, it sounded like a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's insulting.
And it was phony.
To actual rap.
It was phony. Yeah.
So you got this gimmicky shit going on where they're rapping just because it's the cool thing to do. They're not fucking into it. It's like, you sound like shit. Shut up. Your fucking goatee's ugly. Your red hat's ugly. That's directed directly.
You're white and you're wearing dreads. Get those off of your head.
You're like, what do you do?
Bring out your curly hair.
I don't even know if Jonathan Davis does it as a choice. I don't think he's washed his hair ever.
Dude, I don't know. I want to give. I always sometimes want to give some credence because it's like I guess everyone was doing it back then, but now you gotta stop. I don't care how nu metal you are, how much of a revitalist. I've seen nu metal revitalists and they're having dreads, and it's like, stop it.
Yeah,
stop it.
I think there's. I don't want to get too much into this. This has nothing to do with nu metal, but I've heard this angle that it's like, oh, Vikings also had dreads, but I don't know. I don't think that's why you're doing it.
Right? No, you're not. You're not in fucking touch with your Viking heritage. Come on. Speak a little bit of Gaelic to me. Gaelic.
That's Irish.
Am I right then? Or
Vikings are like Norse, if I'm not mistaken.
My bad. Speak a little bit of Nordic to me, and then we'll talk. Speak a little bit of you know what I mean. You know what I'm implying.
One of those. We don't know what we're talking about. This part will probably get cut out.
Anyway.
F tier. Just because I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they're using hip hop as a gimmick. I think that's fucking gay.
Right.
Metalcore. Go ahead.
Let it be acknowledged that we acknowledge the good ones like Mudvayne and Mushroomhead. Well, I acknowledge Mushroomhead. I know they're in between. Anyway, yes.
Metalcore F tier. Look.
B.
Are you fucking crazy? Get that shit out of here. It is going highest at C.
B.
It all sounds the same. It's all overproduced and none of it's cool.
It does not all sound the same.
And it's all fucking Christian.
It does not. It's not all Christian. It is not all Christian.
Almost every single metalcore band is Christian. It is fundamentally antithetical to what metal really is supposed to be. It's not extreme. It's not hard to get into. It's not rebelling against anything, and it's all fucking Christian.
No. You're fucking wrong.
They have sacrificed the most important and most difficult to digest parts of metal to make itself more commercially accessible so that it can succeed. That is selling out.
I disagree fundamentally on a core level. What was the start of metalcore? The start of metalcore, that's what metalcore became, and that's the shitty metalcore. Let me be clear. I don't care about the that shitty in between era where everything was sounding the same. But you look at the start and you look at the greats to me, which I'll get into. You look at the start of it, it's like it was such a entirely new, unique thing. Killswitch Engage is not there to apply to the masses. Killswitch Engage is just fucking awesome. You know what I mean? As They Lay Dying, as shit as it has gone down, As They Lay Dying to me is undeniably peak fucking music. And it's like, you know, can you say that they're commercially viable? I don't think so. Like, at least for me, the metalcore that I love, which is, I'm going to give a short list here, but As They Lay Dying, specifically those first 3 albums, those were fucking fantastic. I'd say August Burns Red, which in the Christian category, but we'll ignore that because they're fucking August Burns Red. All right. You know what I'm saying. All right. Metalcore, it's too wide to be put into its lowest parts because there are low parts, but I think it has to be in at least B tier.
See, how is it wide if it all sounds the same?
That's not true. You know that's not true.
There's literally a widely understood bit that they all use the same riff at least once.
I know, but that's the shitty stuff. It's because it got popular. It's like I like okay. Be serious with me here, right? Thrash metal. It has to be in the same category as thrash metal. Then
no, it doesn't.
It's better than thrash metal.
The thing is, thrash metal's cool, and it all sounds the same. Metalcore.
Fuck you. No, it's fucking good. It allows a different emotion that metal was not. I don't think was not really able to provide before. I
will clarify. I don't necessarily think that metalcore is selling out. That was kind of pushing it, but I will say
rage baiting.
That a lot of the things that make metalcore lacks, and it's all overproduced and it all sounds the same.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you at all. You can't put thrash metal at B.
The thing is, thrash metal was pushing against something. It was all relatively political, right? It was being like fuck government, fuck Christians, fuck religion. We're all really angry. Metalcore's just like,
but it was something new. It was something new. It was and to me that I think again, it was the logical next step to me of metal because it to me, right? It took the emotional route and it really kind of put that forward because of course metal was like all the good stuff in the 90s for me. That's where my peak. Like that's not to say it's unemotional, it's very emotional, but I don't know, I feel like there was always sometimes like an air about the emotion that you were supposed to show where it was like a masculine like, oh, I'm sad. But for me, metalcore allowed it to be like, oh, I'm sad. And that's cool, to me at least. And again, like I just in terms of the music I've listened to, like the shitty in between, I absolutely agree that it took up a lot of space. But metalcore, it just keeps going. There's so much good. And all the reasons that you're saying it's in C tier are the same reasons why thrash is in B tier. I think it's got to go in B. That's all I'm saying.
I think so that we can move on, I'll allow it to be in B, but I think that every point I made still stands. I just feel like metalcore as a whole, it doesn't have very much teeth. It's not, I don't know. I know that I'm not the only one who thinks this. I feel like a lot of the points I'm making are pretty redundant. I don't think metalcore is necessarily bad. I'm just saying that there are very good reasons to not like it. And I don't even want to say that it's not metal. I feel like that's, I don't know what, there's a lot of discourse about certain bands being or not being metal, and I kind of understand it, but with metalcore, it's like, technically they're playing metal, guys.
I don't get what the fuck that means. What are you talking about when you say that's not metal? Like, who are you to say what metal is about? Because that's the whole point of genres. Well, and I don't know. I
kind of get it because metal, at its core, is a rebellion against certain ideologies like censorship, Christianity, and the government. Thrash metal, that's the government and Christianity. Death metal, they were pushing hard against censorship. Those are important foundational ideologies that characterize early metal. And if it's early metal, that's its DNA, right? And if you don't have that stuff, if you're not pushing against anything, then it's like, it can feel like a betrayal for you to get into metal on your happiness that you found a group of niche people who are going against the things that you don't like that seem to dominate your world. And then there's these guys, these metalcore guys who are like, I love God. I actually love censorship. And we're really popular and we're making a lot of money off of it because we've disregarded the hard parts of metal, the things that are hard to swallow. I don't want to get too political. I don't have a high school diploma. I don't want to get into this political hullabaloo, but
is tech death then not metal?
That's a good point. I don't think tech death is overwhelmingly Christian.
This is true.
And it's very extreme. It's still death metal, so it has a lot of those. And it's like they believe in aliens. There's no aliens in the Bible.
That's a stupid point at the end. I don't know. Again, I just think you have I think we could cut this.
Yeah, we'll put it in B.
We'll put it in B. But yeah, I think there's more to it.
Call me an elitist. Call me what you
will.
No,
I think you are an elitist. I think you're big elite, whatever is showing. All right.
Deathcore.
Deathcore. In a moment.
So
You're wrong.
Death.
Josh told me to tell you that.
Oh, well, tell Josh that his favorite album sucks. Mastodon's Leviathan is their worst album.
Agreed.
And Signalis is actually really mid, and I was pretending to like it.
No. Put link to. Honestly, by the time this video comes out, our Signalis playthrough might come out. So link that.
Hey, don't fucking insult my productivity.
Trentino exclamation point with an A. Watch that. We're together.
We'll know if Josh actually watches this because one of us will get a call when he hears that I think Signalis is mid.
You know it's not mid. Okay, Deathcore. So
see, I honestly
let me ponder. I don't like that, but yeah, C.
Like C or B, but I don't like it probably the same amount that I don't like metalcore, if not a little bit more. Like it's like overly polished death metal, and the breakdowns are fucking corny. It's just like, and also it falls prey to the gimmick and bit thing that I think happens to a lot of genres, which only I think happens when they don't have shit else. Like Slam, those have a shit ton of gimmick bands. It's because they have nothing fucking else to do because all the riffs are the same.
I don't know.
See,
I think, and I'm just going to say it again for the folks at home because I'm with you right now. You're screaming at him, and I'm right there with you. He just hasn't listened to the good stuff. That's all.
I mean, I used to really love like Suicide Silence.
That's not.
What is good stuff?
No, Suicide Silence is good stuff. Well, so I'd say Whitechapel. You like Whitechapel?
That's fine.
Deathcore. I'd say fucking. Oh God, what are they? I don't know. I'm gonna have to check with people on this, but I think Defamed or Defamed would be considered deathcore. There's a lot of good deathcore that's not the shitty breakdowns and the, that actually shows emotion. And again, that's just my thing where it's just like I feel like there's a level of clarity and emotion, and that being core, being better production value and stuff like that allows it to be. That's just my take. But I'll put it in C. I'll give in.
I'm a big hater of high production and value most of the time. They're not even high. It just overproduced because Gojira has some of the best production of the game. Like Logan Mater, The Way of All Flesh, that whole album, one of the best produced albums of all time. But it doesn't feel overproduced. It feels uniquely produced. And the same applies to L'Enfant Sauvage or even From Mars to Sirius. But like deathcore and metalcore are so highly produced that it just sounds the fucking same, and it's fucking boring. Moreover, unrelated, I think I just have beef with like metal that Christians like. Because like
no, that's fair.
They skip over the stuff that they can't digest because it's pushing back against their beliefs. That's fine, but it just like it's weird when people pick on like deathcore and metalcore, the stuff that is very nicely packaged and easy to digest for them to listen to and be like, all right, yeah, I love metal. I'm a tough guy. I'm gonna go listen to Whitechapel and Suicide Silence and whatever fucking boring all sounds the same as metalcore.
Well, they wouldn't be listening to Whitechapel and Suicide Silence. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
much.
That's true. Maybe those are niche picks because that's what I've been exposed to. But also, I don't like Ice Nine Kills. I'll say it.
Well, they're metalcore.
They're metalcore. I just wanted to say that. I don't think they're bad, but I don't know. There's something kind of like theater kid about them.
Well, they are theater
literally
kids. They're literally theater kids.
Yeah.
I want to say this. Okay, the fucking book album. Forgive me for not remembering. The book album, peak. All right, the Silver Scream 1, peak. The Silver Scream 2, pretty damn near close to peak, except for the Resident Evil song. I don't know what's been going on with them. I can't endorse them. They used fucking AI art.
Yeah, I saw that.
What are we doing? And then they made a joke out of people fucking being mad. You guys are like one of the biggest fucking bands right now. You are one of the biggest bands. You're making so much money. And you use AI? What is wrong with you? You fucking dumbass? Fuck you. So I like Ice Nine Kills, those 3 albums. Yeah. But I don't know what they're doing right now.
I don't think they're bad. I just want to say that I didn't like them mostly to bother you. But I will say it's ironic that the band that is mostly just big horror fans, film fans, fans of human created art are adamantly using AI. That doesn't make any sense.
I know. I can't fucking fathom it. And all that while fucking making shitty music recently. It would be one thing if they made the Silver Scream 3 and it was fucking as peak as the other two, but they're making the shitty fucking Terrifier music almost as bad as the Terrifier movies. But that's a point for another day.
Opinion on the Terrifier movies coming when I've seen all but one of them. I didn't like the first one. I didn't care enough to look into the other ones.
Do you think it would be more enjoyable if we watched it together?
Maybe not like enjoyable as the movie, but like as an experience, yeah. I just like the gore doesn't interest me, and I thought the writing was fucking lame.
So lame.
I'm not a gore fan. I'm not like sensitive about it. But if it's all the movie has to offer, I don't give a shit. I'm in it for the plot, brother. I like to read books. I like to listen to Have a Nice Life because I'm here for emotional content.
I hate you. You have me going, and then you say the fucking wrong thing. I like to read.
Like, I don't know.
No, I agree. Iceland Kills. Get your shit together, man. You almost had me. Continue.
Progressive death metal. A or S. I could understand S.
Right.
Like from what I've heard, I like it. I've tried really hard to get into Opeth, for example, but their fucking songs are too fucking long. Get that shit out of here. Cut that shit out.
No. Yeah, let's talk real quick what we think progressive death metal is. I hear Gojira when I hear progressive death metal.
That's understandable, but yeah, I would maybe put Gojira in them, but I don't know if they're a good representative for the whole genre because they also are a bit more heavy. Mm-hmm. They lean a lot on tech elements for sure.
Check.
Go
Okay, sorry. Continue. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Opeth is a better representation of what that genre as a whole sounds like. Like it is heavy, but they're also like clean sections. You got clean singing. You got some going on. Gojira doesn't always have that.
Right.
They have some more like psychedelic rock stuff going on, but compared to like the clean Opeth sections, doesn't sound like the same genre to me.
Yeah, that's a toughie because like I've listened to progressive death metal for sure, and I find myself liking it on average more than the average progressive metal song. Like the random fuck ass guy who makes a progressive metal song and it sounds like Tool or it sounds like Dream Theater. It's like, get out of here. But then I've found progressive metal to be more diverse, but equally, I can't think of that much that I've loved.
Yeah.
So that's a toughie.
I would say A or B.
Let me search my feelings. Let's say A. I feel like there's almost certainly some albums I'm forgetting about that. Oh, fuck. I mean, Rivers of Nihil. Nihil. I don't know. I right. Let's hope it didn't miss too much.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah. At the very least, it got a tier.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Grindcore.
F.
Yeah, I like song structure, and I like to like hear the instruments. Like, I'm a music fan, not a noise fan.
Yes.
And you could hear that as a bit, but like literally, noise is a genre. Grindcore, I think, is edging closer to like noise music than it is conventional music, and I don't care much for it. I like the aggression. I like that a lot. There are some grindcore elements that I enjoy, like Cattle Decapitation has a lot of grind aspects to it. That's great. I tried to get into Exhumed, couldn't, because they suck. They don't suck, but it's like, I don't like grindcore.
That brings up a great point. I'm actually going to get to that in a second. But yeah, like, and plus it goes back to the thing where I haven't listened to a single grindcore song that feels like it's serious. Like, you know, there's definitely aggression that you're talking about, but where is that aggression going? Does not feel like it's going to a place that I care about.
I think there is a lot of substance to grindcore, shockingly. Like, a lot of grindcore inherently is leftist. It's one of the foundational like animal activist groups because, like Carcass, Cattle Decapitation, a lot of the genre started out as saying, "Hey, you see what you guys are doing to animals. We're gonna write songs, but with humans in those positions, so you guys understand that what you're doing is wrong, especially cattle decapitation. But,
I thought that was just a cattle decap thing.
but no, it's a pretty big staple of the genre, animal rights activism. So
they should have just done that in metalcore.
then I would like it. I would fucking love it.
No, I don't know. That's interesting. That kind of shows how like I don't know as much, but I don't know why it had to be in that genre. And
I mean, it's extreme. You know, we only know about it because of how extreme it was. It got people talking. People got into it.
Yeah.
I'll
also say my opinion is not unfounded because the grindcore that I've been shown by some people is just pure dog ass. It's like, what's that one fucking album where it was like the girl? It was like yeah. The first minute was a guy and he's like, oh, and he's like moaning, and then there's like female screams, and then like fucking sounds of chainsaws and hacking or whatever, and then the metal starts.
I think you're talking about Vulvodynia. That's like slam / brutal death.
Slam brutal death. F.
I will say, I like Pig Destroyer. I don't know if they technically count. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Nails is, but I like them. So if I'm a fucking fool and I actually am a big fan of grindcore, there's that. But moving on, right now it's going in F. Nothing you can do about it.
And while he's setting up for the next one, yeah, that was a point I wanted to make. All of these things that we're putting in F, pretty much all of these things, when put in conjunction with a better genre, are pretty much always awesome. Defamed, if they're deathcore or whatever genre you consider Defamed in, they use a lot of blackened elements, and those are always my favorite elements of the song. But you'll never catch me listening to a black metal song. Same thing, like there are grind element, all these things. I like them as elements, not as genres, which is very interesting. I don't know why that is. I feel like black metal, it's almost entirely it's got to be the fact that the production value. Like I just can't stand the production value, and then as soon as it's put in a better context, it's like good to me. But
my least favorite black metal is high production black metal.
Well, I think that's because they're like making, I don't know. So let me be clear. I'm not saying black metal artists putting their music into like high production. I don't know. I feel like when other people take the good parts of black metal, that at least the parts that I like, and put it in their music, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like blackened elements and all that. Like I've never heard a black metal band have high production value that I liked, but I've heard high production value bands do black metal stuff.
Yeah,
and they did it pretty cool. So maybe it's phony black metal that I like, but I don't give a fuck. You can cancel me for that. You could shoot me and make me an album cover for that.
I'm gonna get into gent now, and then we'll get into what I think are probably going to be my personal most controversial takes. So let's go into gent, and first let's just get it out there all in the opens. Let's whip it out. Gent is fabricated. It is a Republican buzzword that is used to assail leftist metal, because I don't think gent really exists. Like I've never heard a gent band. People describe Meshuggah as gent. Mm-hmm. That is farcical. That is false. Right. That is not real. That is duplicitous.
Yes.
Fuck that. Meshuggah's like progressive or death metal, or I don't fucking know.
And every band I've seen, and let me not say it because I know Periphery has joked about it. And I think I've heard Tosin Abasi say a thing or two, but they're not saying they're fucking. They're not saying they're gent bands. They're saying they're progressive metal bands, right? And that's what they are. The Periphery is progressive metalcore, in my opinion, and Animals as Leaders is as progressive metal as it gets to me. Like that is they're breaking boundaries. Like that is, yeah, gent, farcical word.
Yeah, like
don't say gent. That's like when people come up to you and say screamo. All right, you don't. That's a fake fucking. That's a fake thing. All right,
fake metal news. People just used gent as a buzzword to straw man all of metal and make fun of it by going,
Jared Dines, this is your fault.
Yeah, Jared, come on. I know that you got the majority of us into metal, but you should have done better with this. This is important stuff you missed out.
Right. No, yeah, I like jokes is that I get the point of it, and I listen to gent, quote unquote, but the more I listen to it, it's just progressive metal, and this whole gent thing is just it's like a pigeonhole, because you listen to gent bands and it's like, this is pure dog ass, because they're just like doing rhythm sections and like, oh, whoa, what crazy rhythm can I do this? And it's just like, that's not what I'm listening to Animals as Leaders and Periphery and Cloud Kicker and shit like that for. That's not what I'm listening to them for.
Yeah, we're not even gonna rate that one. We just wanted to.
We gotta
leave that shit in 2013. We can't talk about that. That's a nothing word. Anywho, Slam F. Like, it's really popular right now.
I don't know why.
I've tried to get into like Suffocation. I don't even think they're technically like a slam band, but they started it, with Liege of Inverosity or whatnot, and it's okay. But Slam is so fucking appallingly unoriginal to me, and the only thing that seems to be original with bands is their gimmicks.
Right.
We're gonna use only Family Guy samples. Isn't that fun? Like, dude, shut the fuck up.
These fucking sample gamers, like, please, I beg you.
Fuck off.
How not serious can you take your music? Like,
yeah, it comes off as gimmicky. There isn't like a sense of competition in the genre, which maybe there shouldn't necessarily always be, but the thing that pushes metal constantly to be greater is a sense of competition. Death metal exists because people wanted to create something more extreme, faster, and more technical than thrash metal, and that's why tech death exists, and so on and so on. We're pushing the boundaries to try to do better than what already exists. Slam is reductive. Let's do as much same as possible. Let's be as simple and as boring and jun. It's like, also the vocals suck. Like,
yeah.
Like, I always thought it was like a bit, and no one actually enjoyed the fucking what's that one? Anal fuck band. I can't remember what the fuck they're called.
Anal Fissure. What? They all have those stupid names. They have stupid. Yes, that. Yes. No, I thought that was a joke, but people are listening to that, and it's getting popular, dude. You know what annoys me too? What was that? I'm not calling out that band out specifically, because I actually like their music. But was that a slam band that we listened to recently? The headliner at the Hate Spawn Slime show.
No, that was like hardcore.
That was hardcore. Okay, that's okay. I don't know. Like I feel
this
like
part out because they were good. I don't know why
they
you
were.
brought that up.
No, they're good. That's the point. That's the point. At the shows I've been, I found that I've seen a slam band or two. I know I have. And I found that these local bands, to me at least...
Don't say this. You're going to be hating on people we're going to play shows with.
No, you need to listen to me make my point first.
I'm scared.
I found that these local slam bands have more heart than the fucking shit that's getting popular. Get the good stuff out there. Like, I hate these fucking... I hate it. That Vulvadania album pissed me off.
I honestly like them.
I don't like it.
Because they're not doing just a shout out to Found Guilty. You guys are good. We like you guys.
Right.
Good band. My main point, Vulvadania good. No, fuck that. The core values of Slam it's bad. It's not good. bad, not good.
Bad, not. Don't turn me off so I can't help it.
Yeah, I just like, come on, guys. Write a riff that goes beyond the fourth fret of your instrument for once.
You know I'm willing and able.
I know we said Found Guilty was good. I hate hardcore. I'll say it. Maybe I don't hate hardcore, but I think maybe it's just the recent explosion of Knocked Loose in their popularity. Also, unrelated to the music entirely, I have not once... this is a point people are going to be fucking exploding in the comments. I have never felt safe and enjoyed a hardcore show because I'm so worried about having to go to the fucking hospital. And with...
Guys.
Like, I get it. I can move away from the pit, right? It's a local show. There are 3 people here. One of them is trying to crowd kill the other 2. I can't fucking look at the band. You're trying to punch me. And
right. No, dude, guys, crowd killing... It's not, fucking hardcore extreme dancing, all these things. It's not a problem, but keep it in the fucking pit. I can't tell you how many times Like I've been on the outskirt of the pit, and like a dude is fucking alone in there, and he does a fucking cartwheel into me or some dumb shit, and it's like, okay, I can take that, but I'm over here and I'm like taking friends of mine, you know what I mean, friends of mine who are I'm trying to get into this stuff, and like I no.
It was just on. Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess for the mic. Yeah, dude, like fucking I'm sorry. Yeah, dude, for these like I take friends here and I take people here, and you know maybe that's my bad for taking, you know, pose outside, but like, dude, I don't know. You don't have to fucking launch yourself into people who are not in the pit, because they're not in the pit for a fucking reason. They're not with you for a reason. Why are you fucking putting them in there? Like, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I genuinely, people need to chill the fuck out with that shit. Like, you know what? Yeah, put each other in the hospital if you want, in the pit, because the people who are out of the pit for a reason. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I can't stand that shit. Now, do you have? I have a point to make, but you go ahead first. Do anything? You know?
I just wish crowd killing specifically wasn't normalized, because I see like memes about it and people think it's cute, but when there are 4 or 5 people at a show, and one guy is actively trying to kick my fucking 4-foot girlfriend in the head, I'm getting pissed.
Right.
Because why are you? Not only are you actively seeking people who clearly aren't into this out, you were actively seeking out people who are physically smaller and weaker than you. That shit's pathetic. Don't fucking do that. It's not cool. It's not funny. It's not cute. I don't want to see it.
That's what I mean when I say that, when I bring up my friends, because it's like, it happens to me, whatever, right? Like, I'm pissed and I hate it, but I can kind of accept that this is the music, but it's like, come on, dude. As you said, your 4-foot girlfriend, that shit pissed me off. And she's not my girlfriend, but this fucking, I don't get it.
Maybe if we are like fundamentally not understanding something, feel free to let us know. DM one of us. Maybe we'll have a discussion.
Yeah.
But all that being said, the music itself, I feel like it sometimes shares a lot of the same issues that Slam does, but to a lesser extent. I feel like a lot of hardcore comes off as samey to me. And maybe I haven't been exposed to the good stuff. They're really fun to see live.
Right.
It's got energy. It's got an inherent amount of kinetic energy, which I appreciate, and I've never failed to enjoy. Mm-hmm. It makes people move, and oftentimes that's the point. But I've never like been on a drive and been like, you know, I want to listen to some hardcore. I want to listen to some Knocked Loose. But maybe my mind is simple and I have a fucking peanut brain.
Right. And I get that. I definitely get that. Yeah, I get that. I don't think I could personally put it in F tier, though. Simply because, first off, as you said, right? Like, I feel every hardcore band I've seen, not every, but pretty much every hardcore band I've seen at a show, it's been a joy for me. And then, I mean, I know they're like kind of more alternative as time goes on, but like Title Fight, I think is fantastic. Their hardcore elements are perfect. Oh, fucking, is La Dispute hardcore?
No, fuck. They're not even metal.
What are they?
I don't know. They're like ska, maybe?
That is not true.
Some shit like that. But they're definitely, I don't think they're metal.
There's no way.
There's no way La Dispute is metal.
Post-hardcore.
I don't think that's...
I think we're talking about a different band.
La Dispute. Well, I get to heaven if I tell my...
Yeah.
That's not... There's no way that's metal.
Well, there's no way that's fucking ska.
It's like funky. It's not bad. I just don't think it's metal at all.
But the guitars and the screams.
But he's not screaming. He's like yelling. It's screamo. That's actual screamo. That's emo music.
Okay. No, I think it's hardcore.
I think you're wrong. How the fuck are you going to tell me that Knocked Loose and La Dispute are playing the same genre of music? You fucking bellend.
How the fuck are you going to tell... You call me a bellend? Fuck you. How are you going to tell me that Limp Bizkit and blah, blah, blah are in the same genre?
I didn't.
You did. They are. Genres are very wide encompassing. I telling you, La Dispute's a post-hardcore band.
Fuck you.
You're wrong. I'm sorry. You're wrong. But I think C tier.
Sure. Fine. End of Trenton and I exposed ourselves as ignorant fucking posers who actually don't listen to the music. Thanks, guys. Like the video, subscribe, share this to your friends so that you can jump us at the show for saying that we don't like fucking hardcore. Cancel us, do what you will. But,
But if you're going to hate anyone, hate Ashton. His opinions were the wrong ones. Mine were cool.
You said A Lot of Dispute is hardcore.
I think it's hardcore.
Tell me, would you expect the same crowd to show up, right, if Knocked Loose and A Lot of Dispute played the same show?
Yeah. Especially now. In fair, Ashton is giving me the look that he wants to stab me up. Think about it, though. Especially now that Knock Loose is, like, breaking out right now. Like, they have this new fan base of, like, TikTok and people and younger people. I don't think there's the biggest overlap, but I think that hardcore fans, there is an overlap. They're hardcore. I don't know what to tell you.
Fuck this. I'm putting a poll up on Instagram.
Okay. What is wrong with you?
Trenton, do you think anyone has ever been fucking crowd killed at a Lot of Dispute show?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, fuck you.
That doesn't matter. Ashton just took a picture of me, and we're now going to figure this out. We're going to settle this. So we need your help. We'll put the results up on screen. But whatever happens, I just want to put it out there now. I think I know I'm right.
Thanks for watching the morning show. We're sorry that the last 5 minutes of this has no fucking footage.
Right.
But thanks for watching. Catch us when we argue again. Come to our shows.
We'll see you next morning.
Listen to our song on the internet. It's called Lower, and we're going to be releasing music soon. We love you.